Hey, good morning and welcome to Breakthrough Walls. I'm Ken Walls and I'm your host. And today I have a guy on that I just met recently through Justin Benton, Russell Brunson. This guy's name is Dany Therrien. He is a rock star. I can't wait to hear his entire story, and I can't wait for you guys to hear his whole story. So do me a favor and go ahead and share this out if you would. Share it out to all of your friends. Let's get a bunch of people on here. Hang tight. We're going to have Dany Therrien on here in just a minute. And we are back. Let me get Dany on here. Dany, welcome to the show.
What's up, everybody? Good to be here. Thank you for the invitation. We're gonna have a lot of fun, man.
Like I said before, you sound like you have a deep South, maybe South Texas accent.
Hey, y'all. Was that good?
So, Dany, this show, I started this show 5 years ago, and it was really to help people have a breakthrough in life because we all get stuck, and a lot of people don't know how to get unstuck. So that's what this show's about, is telling how you got through the stuff. There's my buddy Debbie Bettendorf. She's a rock star. So Dany, start with like telling everybody where you were born and raised.
Okay, cool. Yeah, of course, man. We'll try to have some big breakthrough and be inspiring to people. I was born in a place called Val d'Or. It's in a French Canadian, very small town. It's smelling all the time like cows and horses. This is where I come from. I spoke no English at all. Nobody I know spoke English. And yeah, so that's where I was born, a very small town in a very small place, not knowing about the internet, not knowing about nothing. And yes, we had electricity. A lot of people ask, yes, we had. So yeah, that's where I'm born and raised at.
In Canada.
Yeah.
Do you say a lot?
Hey, yeah,
Canada.
I think I do now, not in French, because I speak more and more English.
Yeah, right. So you is that, I mean, I don't know, do they call it high school and all that in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went to school and high school there. What was it like for you growing up in this small town in Canada? I mean, what was your childhood like? Good?
Oh, honestly, it sucked. I was bullied a lot growing up. I was bullied all the way through me being 16 years old. That's why I took MMA classes to stop being bullied. My I don't know the English word, but biological. Sorry, my biological dad was a Hell's Angels. So a lot of people, there were gangs and everything.
Hell's Angel?
Yeah, my biological dad, not the one who like raised
Yeah,
me, but
yeah.
because of my name, a lot of kids they just jumped me with gangs and everything. So it sucked. It was a pretty rough upbringing, childhood raising. But at a certain point, I was like 16, and I was like, damn, I don't want that crap anymore. Started taking MMA classes to learn how to defend myself. Then I traveled as far as I could go to the other side of French Canada, like so I could start a new life from scratch, get to know more new people that would not hate me for my name and all those things. So yeah, I went to another small town, but the opposite side of the place called Jonquière, and I wanted to go on the radio. I always love to talk with people. And finally, here I am doing marketing stuff and never been on the radio, right? But yeah, so that was not the best of kid life you can wish for, but that builds the man, right? Honestly, it
Yeah.
builds the man, it builds resilience.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm honestly now I'm grateful for that childhood.
Wow. Debbie said, "Who bullies a Hell's Angels kid?"
Other biker kids.
Oh. Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, so that
So
was not the
yeah.
only reason, but yeah.
You started getting into MMA. How old? 16?
I started when I was 12, but I'm still today I'm very small. So even when you learn how to throw a jab, you're not a superstar like 1 month after, right? All those kids were like that big, and I was like that small kid. So it took me a couple years before I had the guts to defend myself.
Wow. Was it jujitsu? Is that what you
I
studied?
mainly striking, kickboxing, boxing.
Oh,
I know
okay.
jujitsu, wrestling, all those stuff, but I was mainly a striker.
Wow. Wow. There is Alex. He must.
Oh, my former roommate, one of my best friends. Hey,
Oh,
Alex.
nice. Nice. So you started at 12 and did you like as a teenager, did you start doing the MMA fights like the
My first one was when I was 17. I was scared. I was not doing it because I love the sport. Honestly, I was doing it to learn to defend myself. And after a couple of years, I started really enjoying and loving the sport. Yeah.
wow. I mean, what's his name? The guy from Ireland or is he
Conor McGregor.
yeah, he's a little dude.
Yeah, but he fights other little dude. But I would not bully him. Now
Yeah.
he became a big dude.
Yeah, I would not want to bully him. I have no idea what he just said there. My wife
He's,
would know.
he said that he's stronger than me. Just
Oh,
an old
is that
friend.
what he said?
Yeah, he's living into another planet.
Yeah. So wow, we're gonna see a throwdown right here live on the air. So Danny, you at 17, you said you did your first fight, like competition.
Exhibition match. Yeah, it was exhibition match. And by the way, it was 18. I was on my first year of college. Yeah.
And was that a cage fight?
No ring fight.
Oh,
In amateur, back then there was no cage. Like 14 years ago, 13 years ago. So
okay.
there was not a lot of cage. It came later in the years. When I started doing MMA, you have to tell people you do UFC because they don't know what the sport of MMA was, right?
Yeah.
They knew
Yeah.
George St. Pierre, UFC. But I was never that good. I was not like an athlete or anything. I just wanted to learn how to defend myself. And after a couple of years, I became pretty good at it.
Right, right. Alex laughed at our chat about him. Um, so so um, so you went to college
Yeah.
then. I believe in Canada they call it university. Is
No, I
that
never been to university. In fact, you have this thing between high school and university that is called college.
Oh, that's
And
right.
That's a funny story. I wanted to earn a good living later on in life. I come from my parents were broke and everything, so I wanted to have like the stuff I want growing up. So when I was at the end of my second year, I started learning at the internships that we have to choose for the third and last college year,
Yeah.
and like all those salaries were so low. It was like 50,000, 55,000, 60,000, 40,000. I just stood up and I left college and never went back to school in my life. So yeah, that's
Really?
yeah. I really want, but I was already in sales back then, and I was earning like more money being part time in sales than most people earn full time in sales.
Yeah.
When I was in college selling some furnitures. So I was like, oh, I enjoy this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I am good at it. I already read those books like How to Win Friends, Influence Others, everything. So I was like, let me go in sales. Like this cool thing is not gonna pay out well for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. So you I mean you left college. That I mean I never spent one single day in college, so you're better than me. Um so you left college. How long had you gone?
2 years. So almost 2 years. So I went my first year, did okay, was fun.
Yeah.
Like the main thing for college for me was having fun, right?
Yeah.
Then the second year, I almost completed it. It was almost over. We had to select our internship, and then the year was maybe a week or two of being ended, and I
Yeah.
never went back.
So you left there, you were in sales, and where did things go for you from there? I mean, sales you can make a lot of money in sales.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So for me, sales, I always enjoy sales. Sales is my passion. It's what brought me to life. Honestly, it's what gave me chance in life. So from now on, I changed town. I went to a town called Quebec, which is one of the
Mhm.
biggest town in the state.
Yep. Yep.
Then I started doing sales in furniture sales. Then I went to car sales. I was pretty good. I was a great closer, very good. And but I wanted at a certain point to leave this life, right? I don't know if you know it, but in Canada, in sales, if you want to make money, you have to be not honest with people. You have to either raise the price of the car because you're paid on profit and everything. And at a certain point in my life, I hated that. I was like, crap,
Yeah.
damn, that sucks as a way of living. So
Yeah.
I really wanted to learn how to do my own business for a long time. So at this point, this is when um, I got into marketing stuff and all those stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, so um, I tried to leave my sales job at a certain point. It was funny. I left my job as I wanted to be a sales trainer because I was pretty good at sales, but I had never had to prospect, right? To go to people because I sold furnitures and cars, so people came to me. And
Yeah.
when I launched my business, and in the first 6 months, I sold nothing because I concentrated on what's not important, right? Having a website, having a suit, right? Having
Yeah.
some business card, a logo, and all those stuff that really doesn't bring money in. So six
Yeah.
months after that, I was like 20K in debt and had to go get my old job back. So
And what was that you were doing? What was the business?
it was called DT Formation, DT Training in English.
Okay.
I was trying
Okay.
to teach people how to close deals.
Ah,
But I did not close deal because as a business owner, it was not the same as like a salesman, right? I had to, in my head at least, I thought I had to add the business cards, the logos, the
yeah.
websites, the
Yeah. Yeah.
branding, the blah, blah, blah. And finally, when all of that were done, I realized, damn, I'm out of money and I need
Yeah.
and so I
Yeah.
knew I was good at sales, and they would hire me back. So I went back to my old dealer, which was a Chrysler, and
Wow.
I've been there for another like 3, 4, 5 months. I don't really know before going out again to try, but this time with a coach, so it went better.
So, okay, you were there back to selling cars again for a few months or
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And then where did you go from there? You started another business?
Yeah, from there, I still own this business actually. From
Ah,
there, I left with a coach. He helped me a lot. His name was Alan Schlinsky. I love him. Like, this is the man to get started with.
yeah.
He really took great care of me. So it was a 4-week program that I invested into. I had to go get a loan because I was so out of money. I
Yeah.
wanted this stuff. So I went 3 banks before getting a loan. I got my loan.
Yeah.
It was not a lot of money. It was like 1,500 USD. So like a hundred
Yeah.
thousand Canadian. No, just kidding. But
Yeah. Right.
but I
Right.
went to get this loan. I paid him. It was a 4-week program. After 2 weeks, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to sell another car in my life. I leave my job by noon, and by the end of the afternoon, I had my two first customers. So now this time I knew I was good at sales. I just did not realize that sales was the main thing for me. I thought the branding, the stuff, and everything.
Yeah.
So now that I understood that a business is just you actually go and close people to be your customers. At least that was my early understanding of how to
Right.
business.
Right.
Then it went good, and from now on, I still am an entrepreneur today. Never went back to a job.
Good for you, man. That's awesome. So, a job is an acronym for just over broke, right?
Almost that, yeah. For me, that was that.
Yeah. So you left there that day, you got your first two customers that same day.
Yeah.
Wow. And that was teaching them how to close deals.
At this point, yeah, that was what I
Okay.
was doing.
Yeah.
This is how I started teaching them how to be good at sales. And at the same time, I was teaching them how to not do the same mistake I made my first time, right? Do not focus on branding. Go prospect right away if you want a business. So
Yeah.
a lot of the customers I had were selling websites.
Yeah.
I know you did too. So
Yeah.
I had a lot of customers selling websites.
Yeah.
Some freelancer were mainly my customers, right? Because I
Yeah.
have already tried to bin one and focusing on everything wrong. Now I knew how it's supposed to be. So yeah, I help freelancers who are good at their craft become good at selling their craft so they can make a great living out of it.
Wow. So how long were you doing that, or do you still do that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't exactly know the time. I'd say for almost 2 years. For 1 year, I did it full time. That's for sure.
Yeah.
After that, I started being like a bit tired of just coaching one on one and just doing the same repeated stuff all over again. I became pretty good at lead gen, funnels, marketing. That was the game I was studying back in the day. With the money I made, reinvested into getting to learn this stuff. So at a certain point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a lead gen business for realtors. It went pretty good. I closed 31 customers my first month. So that was
Wow.
very, very good. My problem at that time was fulfillment. I had hard time uh, to fulfill all those people that I closed because there were
Yeah.
so many leads and distributing them, and I was bad at hiring and all those stuff. So I did it all by myself. So I generated the leads, but I could give the leads like 3 times to the person or one lead to 3%. It was so hard. My mind was about to blow. So yeah, I did a couple things back in the day, like to
Yeah.
I don't know the word, to get started. And here's the thing, Ken. It never goes like you wish it will, right? And
Never.
like even worse in your beginning, you're like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna succeed, and then like there's stuff happening, like shit getting thrown at your face, and you're like, oh. So I'm gonna just switch. I'm gonna take what I learned and I'm gonna go here and here. There's still shit, right? And you
Yeah.
go there and there is still, and even to this day, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for you and for all those people like Tony, Russell, Grant that you can imagine. They still have shit every day to figure out, right, or
Yep.
to deal with.
Yep.
So that was me, man. Back in the days, I was trying a lot of things before really clicking with webinars, and like now
Yeah.
webinar was my big stuff. Now I'm all in into AI, but webinar really is what I, oh shit, this is what I want to do, right? It's one
Yeah.
to many, it's easy to fulfill. Like you don't have to take the 16 phones a day. You can
Yeah.
earn good money without a big team. So that was
Yep.
really it for me.
So but you, I know that there was a moment for you. So you said you were studying funnels and lead gen and all of that. Was that before you had the big awakening at Grant Cardone's event, or after?
Um, I was studying mainly .com secrets
Okay.
before
Okay.
the Grant Cardone event.
I got
So,
you.
so for me,
So yeah.
I heard about the term webinar, not necessarily knowing what it was, right?
Yeah. 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 Okay. So I'm trying to piece together the years. That had to have been like 2019, 2018,
I
2018.
think it was 2018 for the webinar stuff,
Yeah.
or 20.
Uh,
Yeah, 2019 was the one in Miami, right?
no, that was 20, might have been 2019
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
So for me, it was
At
2018.
Marlin Stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah.
I was at 2018 too. So yeah, it was 2018, the one in Vegas.
Okay. Yeah. And you watched Russell and Grant. If you're watching, he's a friend of mine. Grant has made a huge impact in the world, right? So, and in my life as well. But so talk about when you were at, because Russell set a Guinness Book of World Records, like he set a record, closed 3.6 million, I think, or something like that.
2.2. Yeah, in
Oh,
Miami.
two,
Yeah.
3.2. So from the stage to the audience, that's it, like to the audience.
That was
So
crazy.
talk about that. You were there, and I wasn't at the one in Vegas. I was at the Marlins stadium event. But talk about what happened. So you're in here. Here you are. I don't know how many years up until that point had you been studying this and dabbling in it.
Dabbling more than studying, I'd say, because I started dabbling before
Yeah.
really become a good student.
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah.
3 years, 2, 3 years probably.
Okay.
But it
Okay.
was very slow for me because my English sucked. I had to translate everything on Google Translate.
Oh,
Like, I
wow.
bought .com secrets, but like at the beginning of .com secrets, I had to be on Google Translate. I could not at the beginning. I could not watch Russell's video because it was speaking too fast. Right, that was my level of English.
Wow.
The first man I really understood well in English was Grant. because I
Yeah.
listened to his audiobook all over again. I listened to him
Yeah.
close, and I tried to memorize the close and everything. So that's why I went to 10x GrowthCon. But like 75-80% of the speakers, I understood nothing, right? It
Right.
was like
Right.
sound to me, not words, right? So yeah, I started dabbling and reading stuff probably in 2016, around that.
Okay. Okay. So, and by the way, the Marlins Stadium, the echo was so bad in there. Oh my God.
It
I
was,
couldn't understand half the speakers.
yeah,
It was-
that was it. So can you imagine a French guy who's learning English like
no,
at the time trying to
no.
hear people? I was, oh shit, this is crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure. So in at the Vegas event in 2018, you saw Russell on stage, which what a phenomenal and Russell has that video that they put together called what's it called, the Road to Vegas or some, I forget what it's called. It's phenomenal. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. But talk about when you were sitting in the audience. Here you were for a couple of years, struggling, so to speak, to get things really moving in the direction you wanted. I guess the real truth is, like everybody else, you wanted it to be a whole lot easier than it was, right? Right.
Exactly.
So you're sitting in the audience, you hear Russell go through and talk about what happened for you in that moment.
For me, that was one of the craziest moment of my life, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I'm there, okay. I'm sitting like, if the stage is there, I'm sitting like this to the left, watching there, okay. And he finishes his speech, and I remember I never saw that much people go to buy at the same time, because like at 10x, like everybody was selling something, and I bought almost everything. It was like I'm a good buyer, so I just see almost everyone, they stand up and they go to buy, and I'm like, shit, that's crazy. So I turn around, I go, and I'm hyperactive a bit. So I start running to go by. And when I come like upstairs, it was at the MGM Grand. I
Yeah.
never saw that much money waiting to be paid, right? So there
Yep.
was four stands, okay, four kiosks at which you can buy. So from kiosk one, stand one to stand two,
He's saying kiosk for those of you
kiosk. Yeah, your girlfriend would have known. So I'm
that
saying
right.
kiosk. So from kiosk one to kiosk two, there's a line full of buyer. Then from the second to the third, a line full of buyer, and the line is multiple people wide, right? And
Right.
from stand three to four, there's a line. From stand four to one, there was another line. So basically, he filled the whole entire MGM Grand surface worth of buyers. And I was like, damn, I want to learn how to do that, right?
Wow.
So that was the stuff for me. I was like, I think I'm pretty good at speaking in front of people. I think I'm pretty good at like closing. I can see myself doing this stuff. So getting back home, I decided to go all into webinar, like seriously all in. And from that moment, now I'm into AI, but for like 4 years, almost five, I've done nothing else than webinar.
Wow. So okay, you've done nothing else but webinars.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So Robbie Summers is a good friend of mine. You know Robbie.
Yeah, of course.
And Robbie, and well, I've heard Russell tell the story too, that ClickFunnels was going down the drain, and they started doing the webinars, right?
Yeah.
And they call it the perfect webinar. And I know they do multiple, I think it's every day now, or it used to be every day they were doing at least one or two webinars a day, and it completely turned that ship around.
Mhm.
Like, right? It completely turned ClickFunnels around. Talk about what doing webinars did for you, and what were your webinars about when you first started? What was your first webinar?
Yeah, great question. So webinars for me, they changed my life for the best, man. They gave me a good life. Seriously, I'm grateful now. I have chills. Like webinar really changed my life. This was a turning, like this was the turning point for me. It was like webinars, right? So my first one was about the thing I knew how to do, how to close some deals on LinkedIn, like how to get your prospect on LinkedIn and sign them every day, how to sign customers from LinkedIn every day. So that was my first webinar that I ever did, and this one was it was something, man. This one, like again, I'm hyperactive, right? So I'm started.
Yeah.
I know my webinar is the, I don't remember the exact time, but let's say like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So
Right.
at like 2 p.m., I start being like all sweaty, like very sweaty. So I'm like, oh crap. So I take off my shirt, right? And now I'm still sweaty like crazy. So I take off my pants, I take off my socks. Now I'm fully underwear, right?
Oh my God.
I open my window, I open my patio door, and I'm in Canada. It's in March. It's cold, right? I did it at the end of March, beginning April. So it's very cold, and I open and I still sweat. So I'm like, damn, I cannot give the webinar with a webcam on. So I just take my my MacBook Air, and I just delivered my first webinar walking in my home like that, no camera on, in
Oh.
underwear, changing my slides, and just it was like honestly, it was crazy. And that moment, it really changed my life, man. I did not want to look at the sales. I did not want to look at the payments because I had the fear I felt. Seriously, I still don't know to this day why I felt that I failed. At
Probably
least
because you were walking around half naked.
probably, but my energy was good. Everything was good. But like I'm still, honestly, I'm still that same way sometimes, in which I assume that I failed something. And when people
Mm.
are coming to me, I'm like, "Oh, you killed it! You crushed it! You're awesome!" And I'm like, "Cool, thank you!" Right? So
Yeah.
I finished this webinar. It was with my organic traffic that I've built over time, the people that knew me from the French community.
Yeah.
And I've sold for 26K, $26,364. And again, this might not be the greatest amount ever, but for a kid with a roommate, it changed my life, man.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's a lot of money, man. You gotta sell the crap ton of car to make that money, right? Or
Right.
you gotta close a couple agency deals to make
Yeah.
that money. So I was like, and this is all automated. It's all a course. This is all a product that like here, there you go. And I have nothing else to do but answer a question and make sure people succeed. I was like, damn, that's cool. So from now on, I was hooked on webinar, but hooked like a
Wow.
crazy. That for me was I still to this day believe this is the best business model ever. Somebody who can have a profitable webinar going weekly,
Yep.
you won't have the same life that before that. It just you have so much freedom, so much money once it's profitable and done well, so
Yeah.
much fun. I just enjoy speaking in front of people, like
Yeah.
helping people, changing those beliefs, making those ha-has, being happy. When you buy a course that you really want, how excited you are that you have
Yep.
access to it, right?
Yep.
All
Yep.
this stuff, I love it so much, and it can, in my mind, only be done with webinar. That's the best way to do it by far.
What was it? What was it you were selling? A how to sell course or something? Or
So it was called LinkedIn for Entrepreneurs. Great
okay.
translation, right?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
called LinkedIn for Entrepreneurs, and I was teaching freelancers and solopreneurs how to go generate leads on LinkedIn and how to sell them.
Wow. And was it a course or was it like
Yeah,
coaching,
it
weekly
was
coach?
a 100% course. So you
Okay.
buy it and you do what I say on the course, and you click where I click and you say what I say.
Right. Wow. That's really cool. What was your next webinar and how long of a period before you said, okay, I got to start doing this more often?
Yeah, so great question. So I was like, I made 26,000, let me do it again. And that time I made like 3,000 because my organic list, I already see it, right? So I was like, shit, that's a drop.
Yeah, that's a huge drop.
And at this point, I gave so a couple 2 3 months later, maybe in April. Oh no, 1 month because it was April and now it was
Yeah.
March. So one
Yeah.
month later, I do this public speaking event at which I'm a speaker, and I go and I start speaking about webinars and a couple great things on marketing. And
Yeah.
there's this guy who is like the Tony Robbins of the French community, right? Way smaller than Tony, but for the French community, he's the guy for personal development, right?
Yeah.
So he comes to me, and what he does is 100% organic because he don't know how to sell his stuff. He just knows how to get the views, the millions of views in an 8 million community. So he's very, very good. And he comes to me, he's like, "Hey, you want to do something together? I don't have money, but we can be partners on this project." was like, damn, I'll do a webinar for that guy, right? So we did a webinar. We sold $500,000 in by August. So it was like May, June, July, August. Sold $500,000 worth of webinar.
Wow.
We had around 115 ads, so it's like 350 of profit, pure profit. We had no employees, we
Wow.
had nothing. So we did that. Again, that was life changing for me.
Now,
Um,
hold on. This was from March to August
yeah,
in the same year.
yeah.
Okay, so wow. So to that point, you made about 350,000 in profit.
Divided by two. So my part was 175, his part was 175.
Okay, I know. I get that. I get that. But how much money did you make the year before?
Not even close to that.
Right. So it took off like a rocket then
Oh
for
yeah.
you.
Yeah, and that's not all. I had two other one that I started, which were way much more profitable than this one. Way much more.
Wait. Two other what? Two other
Webinars.
webinars?
Yeah.
What? How
Yeah.
many webinars were you doing a week?
Three.
You were doing 3 webinars every week.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Where were you getting the traffic though? Where I mean, because you said that you had a list. You'd
Yeah.
already like done your webinar to the organic list you had. Where did you start getting all the traffic to do those kinds of numbers?
Yeah. So the first thing we have to understand is that I did my own webinar first. Then I started doing webinar for others. I was not the attractive character. My face was not known. I was the behind the scene guy, right? So I had a friend of mine who was a partner back then. I'd say partner, like we did things together. We're not like officially partners.
Yeah.
But we paid him to make the Facebook ads traffic, and he was still to this day, he's damn good. Probably the best Facebook ads guy I know still to this day. So I was doing my Facebook ads for the personal development, self-confidence webinar, and for my 2 weight loss webinar. We had 2 woman weight loss webinar going at the same time. We're investing 20K in ads, selling for 80K per weeks, and
Wow.
was doing good. So yeah, that life changed. That year changed my life for like
Wow.
forever.
Dude. By the way, my wife is on here, so you can speak French and she'll translate.
Salut, ça va bien?
Okay, so wow, okay. That was in 2018.
Um, no.
19.
Those webinar was
19.
were 19, yeah,
19.
up to 2020, and
Okay.
we finished in 2021. Yeah.
Okay. And it sounds like you did. I mean, how much in that 2-year span do you feel like or do you know?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
The webinars themselves, like at this point, I had my new girlfriend who was doing all the accounting and finances, so I
Okay.
was not calculate. All I knew was profit was getting in.
Yeah.
By the end, like from January 1st, 2020 to April 1st, 2020, we made, me personally, over $350,000 in profit.
Wow.
Profit pure in the account. The account goes up like this.
Wow.
Employees are paid. I am paid. Like everything is
Yeah.
done well. So yeah, I'd say probably, it's hard to say. My problem was I was a big spender. But yeah, maybe 750 in profit in a year. I don't know. Something
Wow.
like
What happened for you during the pandemic? Did sales go up or down?
that. Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it went up.
Way
At
up.
a certain point, I tried. That. By the way, this something that I'm not proud of. Part of the learning curve. So I was doing so well in low ticket, but I had my friend who was making great money in high ticket. So he was like, "Man, you got to do high ticket. You'll make so much money." But my specialty was speak to nobody. Have only an online product. We don't have coaches. We have nothing, right? So that costed me like a couple hundred thousands. I tried to go all in into high ticket, and I just not been able to make it.
Right.
I was not good at training a team, not good at hiring people, not good at everything, but I wanted to make it work, right?
Right.
So I invested a lot of money in that, but it turned out and did not work. So that was a good thing that I had those couple hundred thousands to for 9 months. All I did was lose money every week.
Oh,
So yeah,
wow.
about 5K per week loss. I was like, damn, that costs a lot.
Jeez. That's an expensive lesson.
Yeah. It's an expensive one. Yeah.
But you know what? As an entrepreneur, you can't. I mean, that's how you learn. You got to make the mistakes and make them fast, and then
Yeah.
keep pushing forward. And
Yeah.
that's what you've done. That's
Yeah.
what you've done.
Oh,
So there's an award back there, a gold album looking thing back there on the wall. Talk about that, Dany, because that's that's the award that everybody wants. Talk
yeah.
about that.
Yeah. So this one was made in a weight loss webinar for women over 40.
Okay.
And I wanted it for a long time. Like that was for me my goal since I came to my first funnel hacking live in 2018. So I really wanted that award. It was like for me a dream coming true. And I remember I was at Canadian Tire. I don't know if you have this store in America. They sell tires obviously and everything, and I was going to buy some windshield wipers for my car, and I received that email, and the email says, congratulations, your award is accepted, is approved, something like that. And I
Wow.
started jumping in the Canadian Tire like crazy, and people were looking at me, and I was like, yo, I called my girlfriend and I'm so happy. And yeah, and like everybody was like thinking I was crazy, but I've worked so hard for this. Like everything I did by my first since my first funnel hacking live was in order
Wow.
to win that little award right there. um
Tell
and here,
everybody what that is. What do you have to do to get that? Tell everybody, because there's people watching that have no idea what that is.
okay, so that award is a Tucoma Club award in which you have to sell 1 million USD worth of stuff inside a year, inside a funnel with an offer.
Right.
And that's it. At least that was back in the day. Now you can do it in 10 years and that's okay. But back then you had to do it in 12 months, right? So we did it with a weight loss webinar. Again, what we did was pretty easy. That's the thing. We launched a webinar. It was doing good. We scaled until we reached $1 million. It was like very easy, honestly. But it was easy because for a year I've prepared my skill to be able to do a profitable webinar week after week after week, right? So that was the reason this one came easy. And then we had another one in which we raised $1 million in 6 months. But that was 1 million Canadian. So we don't have the award because it's 1 million US. And then we split away with my customer partner in which we were in that business. But once you have the skills, it really becomes easy. Like, for example, you know how to like hammer a nail into wood. You know it forever, right?
Yep.
Now you are able to do this. Same thing with webinars, same thing with like marketing, with sales. When you learn how to close a deal, you can close a deal for everything, right?
Right.
Once you learn how to do an interview, you are good at interview and you can make good ones every time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
So that for me represents having mastered the skills. It's not about selling $1 million. It's about learning something that has the potential to do that, and
Yeah.
like prove to yourself that okay, I became good enough to have it, right?
Is there did you follow Russell's perfect webinar formula?
Yeah, 100%. This is like nowadays I know a bit more like Jason Fladley formula. I have like I've written and tested and dissected and studied like so much people now. But back in the day, like all I had, and I even gave a presentation at Mastermind Paradise this year. I was a speaker, and like basically what I said is like, don't try to make it your own. Copy somebody who's awesome. Look, and I told them, look in your members area, you have a perfect webinar template, right?
Yeah,
Just take
yeah.
this one. Don't try to like if you haven't made $1 million, and Russell have made like hundreds and hundreds of $1 million with a webinar. Don't try to think your script will be better than his, right? He's probably way better than everybody in the world. So so what I did, I purely literally modeled from
Yeah.
like without that trying to put my own salt. I was like, all I do is model this guy, and it paid out
I
well.
mean, that's literally I don't know if I want to say the business model, but you know, I did the very first perfect webinar, and I had Robbie Summers look it over my slides before I did it. And it I mean, I didn't do as well as you, but I still brought in, I think, 18 or 19,000 on my very first webinar ever. So my wife's saying doing the takes, it does take, it takes serious time and effort to do it properly. It
Yeah,
does. To
yeah.
get the slides right, to get everything just right. Yeah, it took some time. I have a really funny story about it, but I won't. It's too long. I won't tell the whole story. But I will say this: I watched Robbie close like 80 or $90,000 from stage, where I had already spoken, and I got a zero. He closed 80 or 90,000, and I was like, what did you do? It's right when I met him, we both spoke on the same stage, and I was like, what was that, dude? How in the world did you do that? And I found out it was literally the perfect webinar from stage. It's unbelievable. It's literally a magical formula. It really is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so you turn your entire life around. Um, did Are you still doing the webinars 3 times a week? What's going on for you now?
Now we do it one times a week because I'm not for a long time I had a webinar agency, so I was the webinar guy, and we the webinar whisperer. People came to me, I wrote them webinar. We split.
Wow.
I was paid on performance. Now I went all in into AI. I really believe the future is AI. The present is AI. Everything is AI nowadays. Like you say, AI and people air go poof, right?
Yep.
So I went all in into a software called ClickMind. Um, so yeah, right now I do one webinar a week for the AI business.
Yeah.
We went on Entrepreneurs on Fire. So we did one specifically for their audiences. We did
For
one
for
with Joe
John,
Soto. What? Sorry?
for JLD.
We did one for GLD. We are speaking with him tomorrow for maybe a partnership. We with Joe Soto, we do one on Thursday. So yeah, we're doing like a weekly webinar, and we're trying to get things rolling. But right now, it's doing really well, and we don't have as a business the capacity to have much more leads. So
Yeah.
we continue to do it that way. And Justin, your good friend, will help
Yeah.
us find some great folks.
Joe Soto's a good friend of mine too.
Yeah, I don't know him personally. I've seen him at Ty Lopez house in 2018. I was there, so I've shook his hand, but he probably don't remember me. But he's good
Yeah.
friend with Justin, right? And
Yep.
Justin is
Yep.
part of the AI software like mine.
Yep. Yeah.
So scheduled the call with him, and he's very interested in what we do.
Talk about what ClickMind is and what's the website for people to check it out.
Oh, that yeah, great question. So basically, what ClickMind is it's a revolution. This is as scary as it is exciting. It can clone your mind, right? So basically, what we do is we clone people's mind. So they have a clone of themselves, an AI themselves, working 24/7 with their voice, their message, their offer, their tonality, their avatar, what they sell, everything. So it's not neutral like ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT is all the knowledge in the world, and you have to work with it, right? You type a question, it answers back. You type a question, then it answers back. With ClickMind, we make AI work for you, right? So we clone your mind, and let's say you ask your mind, "Hey, write me 5 emails for that challenge," right? It already know what the challenge is, who is it for, what's your argument, what you stand for, why of what they have tried has failed and everything. So it's literally a version of your brain that works for you 24/7. This is very, very, very cool. When I got cloned for the first time, I did not sleep that night. I was like, that is scary. I told my girlfriend, we are doomed. Seriously, it can do webinar as good as I can in like 20 minutes. And I'm
Wow.
considered one of the best in the world at this, right? So this is crazy stuff. So
Wow.
we extract people's brain so their brain works for them while they can be on the beach, sipping a pina colada, being at the gym training, being with their family, having great time, celebrating Easter. So yeah, this is really what we do. It's called Mind Clones. You can learn more at www.freemindclone.com.
Hold-
Freemindclone.com.
Free FREE
Yeah,
free
mindclone.com.
mindclone.com. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put that up there. Is that correct right there?
That's super perfect. Thanks, man.
Okay. Okay.
That's very cool. And we can do it with our employees. With like, let's say you have a graphic designer and he goes his way, right? You create a clone of this graphic designer so it works for you 24/7. It will never leave you, will never ask for a pay raise and everything. And now you have that graphic designer brain working for you forever. Right? This is crazy stuff. I'm telling you. I thought this was like a thing of 2050 and we brought it into today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Justin was telling me about it. And we haven't connected to for me to take a look at it. I need to look at it for sure. Because I just did a little AI course recently I created for anyway, unbelievable stuff that you guys are doing. And you're all in on this and you're not doing anything else now.
No, all in into AI. This is really the future that we bring into the present.
Wow. Wow. Um I don't even know where to start with that. How in the world? I mean, so Eric says on here, wow, very scary. Um, how do you address that with people that are like, I don't want anything to do with this. It's too scary or what? How do you address that?
Yeah. So basically, I'm an honest guy, right? I always tell the truth. Like I think it is scary for real, and
Yeah.
it will take over some people, right? So you want to avoid being left behind, right? If you're scared, just lead the revolution from the front, right? And you will be okay. If you're like, I want nothing to do with AI, right? Can you imagine a time in like the hundred, like the 1500, somebody, I want nothing to do with agriculture, right?
Right.
Right? No, you have to know you want to eat, you just jump on the agriculture train, right?
Right.
Look at
Right.
those people in 2010. I don't know, I'm not good with years, but let's say these people they are offered Bitcoin at 8 cents and they're like, no man, I keep my 8 cents, right?
Right.
And they
Yep.
could have bought 1,000 and now worth multiple $100 million,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They might be, oh no, I'm good, but deep down inside, if they had the chance to buy it, they know they fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one person in my family who has not yet met my daughter because he's not on the internet. He's like, I want nothing to do with the internet. Cool, now
Wow.
you're the only one in the family who haven't met with my daughter, right?
Wow.
So every time someone fears something that will clearly be the future, that will clearly be part of the future, just like the agriculture revolution, like you
Yeah.
don't go against it. It might be fearful.
Yeah.
I'm in fear with what's coming with AI, and I own a business in AI, and I'm
Yeah.
completely in fear for the world. For
Yep.
the people that are like, I want nothing to do with that, I'm like, poor you, man. Fuck. You really,
Yeah.
you really got to find a way to take care of yourself and your family. I'm like, you're doomed if you don't jump into the AI train. Like,
Alex Hermosi put out a video back in December, I think, that said "adapt or die," and he was talking all about AI. And if you're not, he said something. I don't remember exactly how he put it, but he said something like, if you don't pay attention to this and you own a business, you're not going to be in business a year from now. Like something or some. I heard somebody say that I
yeah,
respect. And Alex is, I mean, that guy is unbelievable.
yeah.
So somebody can go to freemindclone.com. I'm assuming that's some sort of a funnel. But they can start getting involved in this and learning more about what you guys are doing.
Yeah, exactly. So on this page, you will see it's a masterclass. So you enter your email, gives you
Yeah.
access to a free masterclass. If you want, you can start a trial and play with the software, create your mind clone, onboard yourself. It's very super cool. It's very very fun for those who love to play with this stuff. It's
Yeah.
it's mind blowing. And you can also schedule a call with us. We'll do you a free mind clone demo, like what it would like. We'll clone you and you'll tell us like how mind blown you are and everything. This is like very amazing stuff. So
Wow.
yeah, they can learn on that. And Ken, on what you said, like with Alex, you said like adapt or die. I have a little story with that, and like most people will know the person I'm talking about. At least I hope, or you should, right?
Yeah.
So back in the days when the internet arrived, right, there
Yeah.
was Jeff Bezos. He just like he launched Amazon, and there's like 5 years down the road of Amazon, a journalist asked Elani, he's with a little kiosk, right? Did I said well this time kiosk?
Yep.
With his little kiosk, and you can see he's standing there like this and look shy and everything. And a journalist asked him, "Why have you launched Amazon, Jeff? Why have you launched Amazon rather than any other business in the world?" And
Right.
what he said has blew my mind. He said, "Oh, I did not wanted to launch Amazon necessarily. All I wanted was a company that will start and grow with the internet, because anything that rises that fast is
Yep.
certain to be the future. It's
Yep.
certain that it won't go away." So Jeff figured he had to build a business around the internet and where it was going. And
Yep.
now, like 3 decades later, 2 decades later, I don't know, he has the biggest company in the history of the world, right?
Yep.
And it's like revolutionary. I buy from Amazon every day. I have an Amazon package waiting outside my door. I have to go get it right after this, right?
Name. Yep.
He did not wanted Amazon. He wanted to be part of the internet revolution, right?
And
This
sell
is great.
books.
And
His
so,
was That's it, just selling books at first. And
yeah,
I can remember I built my first website. I hard coded it in HTML in 1994. And
wow,
I remember all the I mean I was there in the beginning when the internet started coming out. And I remember these things. I remember thinking, why would I ever buy a book from this online company when I can go over to Barnes and Noble and buy it? But now I don't even remember the last time I was in a Barnes and Noble. Like you don't anyway. Yeah, I hear you, man. I think that and I spend probably 4 hours a day in AI stuff, doing AI stuff. I really, and I've done live streams talking about you got to pay attention to what's happening. If you're not paying attention to AI right now and at least getting some sort of an understanding of what it is and what it can do to help you grow your business and your life, I mean, there's nothing it can't do. Like I'm convinced.
this is crazy.
It is crazy. It really is. So freemindclone.com is where people can go get signed up and start dabbling in what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. This is I'm gonna solicit your opinion. Um, I ask this question on every show, and that is and the number one answer is fear, so you can't use fear, you have to do better than that. So in your opinion, what do you think stops people from having it all? And I mean real financial success and freedom and happiness, everything that you can get out of life. What do you think stops people from having it all?
Oh, that's a great question. I will go with fear. No,
All right, nice meeting you. Thanks for being on. Bye bye. No, I'm
no,
kidding.
no, no.
I'm kidding.
Seriously, I think everybody has fear. So
Yep.
those who
Yep.
succeed have fear, and those who don't succeed have fear. So it can be fear in my mind. Like, sorry guys, people who said fear have it wrong. It's the lack of courage. For me, it's the lack of courage. So everybody
Oh,
has fear. I have fear. I have fear getting on Mastermind in Paradise stage, speaking in front of 600 wealthy entrepreneurs while I don't even speak English a full sentence without making a mistake, right? I have fear. I
yeah.
have fear launching a webinar and investing ads in it and don't know if I will lose my money or everything. And the
Right,
beginning, it was crazy, crazy high level of fear.
right,
But that
right.
did not stop me. So it can be fear. You have to have courage, right? Brendan Burchard has a book called The Six Habits of High Performance, Six Performance Habits, something like that. I read it in French. So, and his sixth habit is courage. Have the habit of acting with courage. If you like, you will fear everything. I did fighting. You fear when you go fighting. Those fighter that goes on the ring have more courage than the other, right? So, like, act with courage because you will have fear all your life. I have fear of having a baby. That my baby is now 8 weeks, right? I have fear of that. Will I be a good father? I won't not have a baby because I'm in fear. I'll do a baby and then I'll do the best I can, right?
Right,
So the
right.
first thing is act with courage. This is the first thing by far that stops people is that they act like they were supposed not to have fear. Man,
Right.
Everybody has fear. That
Yep.
some people call it adrenaline and excitement, and some
Yep.
people calling paralyzing, right?
Yep.
So that's the first thing. Have courage. The second thing, the second thing is a bit longer because courage, you're like, okay, I'll do it, right? Let's go. It's a very fast process. The second thing is forgetting that you have to learn the skills, right? So, for example, with my upbringing, I was not very happy. Early 20s, I looked happy. I was partying every. I was not happy. I had to read those stuff from the Dalai Lama, The Secrets of Happiness. I have to look at those happiness book, right? Those mindset book, those
Yep.
personal development book. I had to invest in myself to go to Tony's event two
Yep.
times, right?
Yep.
I
Yep.
had to do it. Did I know how to do a funnel? No, I had to pay a guy that I had to take a loan from the bank. You heard the story earlier today, right? I had to
Yep.
take a loan and invest in a guy, and this guy bring me skills. So I closed my 2 deals on the first day instead of
Yep.
0 in 6 months because now I have the knowledge. I took the time, I took the coach. And same thing with 2CCX. The year I had that, I went to take a 35K loan because it was 25K USD. So I go take a 35K Canadian loan to invest in 2CCX. You know what? I was freaking sick the day before and I did not heard the pitch. I did not even knew what I was buying for 25K. But
Wow.
when Myron did the repitch, I was like, what's this thing? And somebody told me it's his 25K program. Okay, I'm in. I know I
Yep.
need the skills. If not, I would be the guy on the. If I had them, I would already be on the stage. So I
Yep.
don't have the skill. So you have to learn the skills of everything you want. You're not good at sales, you gotta learn sales. You're not good at parenting, you gotta learn parenting, right? I have my daughter. What did I buy? Father to daughter. I have like 10 of those, right?
Yep.
All you do, right? Oh,
Yep.
my thing hurts. You invest into my rib cage hurts. You invest into collagen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything has to be like, oh, and the reason I know that is because I took the time to invest into my health knowledge. Now I can take good care of my body and my mind. So the
Yep.
happiness, the sales skills, the business skills, the everything. Why am I not? Why don't I have a big team yet? Because I have not took the time to invest into my leadership ability, right? I'm
Yeah.
not that good yet at this. I will become good later down the road, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So here's the thing: you have to act with courage, right? You have to act with courage. Fear will always be there, and it's
Yep.
okay not to be good at something. A baby is good at nothing, right? Everything a
Yep.
baby becomes good at. If he's good at hockey, where in Canada everybody plays hockey, it's because his parent taught him hockey and he played hockey and he practiced hockey and he watched hockey game and he watched Wayne Gretzky and he goes play outside and he goes play in the league. Then he becomes good at hockey.
Yep.
Same thing for everything. Every single skill ever, right?
One thing I noticed about you is you lack passion. You need to be more passionate.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's the
I'm
southern
kidding.
accent.
No, it's great, man. You're right. You're 1,000% right. It's courage. You got to have the courage to do it in the face of fear.
Yeah, act. And you can, here's the thing, you can only win. That I talked about it in my chapter in the book, Inside the Inner Circle, okay? Like,
Yep. Yep.
you really,
Oh, that's right. Yes. We got to
yeah,
talk
you
about
can
that.
only win. There's no way you can lose something you don't already have, right? So
Right.
I go and I try to, I don't know, launch a funnel, right? You can't really lose because it's not working yet. You don't have a funnel. If you don't go talk to that guy or girl that you find attractive, you don't lose her. You already don't have her. The only thing you can, or him, the only thing you can do is win, right? Once you get the courage, you can only win because failure is only failure if you accept it and you do nothing about it. Other than that, it's a milestone to success, right? So
Yeah.
you can only win. There's no way you can lose what you don't have. You're not a millionaire yet. You won't lose $1 million. You don't have 1 million to lose, right? You don't have that girl or guy. You won't lose him. It's already not yours. It's not, or she's not even looking at you at the moment, right? So stop thinking with like scarcity. Oh, but what if I look bad? You already look like no one to that person. But what if I flop and I don't make 1 million? You're already broke, right? You can't lose. Stop thinking you can. What will these people think of me? We don't care. What do you think of you? That's the important stuff, right? Oh, I tried. I'm courageous. I'm a warrior. I go for everything.
Yep.
I oh, temporary defeat. Cool. Let me learn and get back stronger. Right?
That's
That's
it.
the game, guys. That's the game.
Wow. So powerful. So powerful. You guys, wow. First off, Dany, make sure that you all are following Dany everywhere. He does have the new book out. He has a chapter in Inside the Inner Circle, and that's written by Russell Brunson, Justin Benton, and other Inner Circle members, including Dany. So and that's another thing. The Inner Circle, Russell Brunson's Inner Circle, that was a big investment for you. When did you join that? That's 50,000, right? When
Yeah,
did you
so
join that?
50,000 USD. So for us,
I
it's more like
know.
75.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I joined in 2021, September 2021. And
yeah.
I remember I did not wanted to join because I spoke so little English. I could understand English in 2021, but spoke so little. And there was those two women, Sarah and Erin, Inner Circle member. Love you if you're listening. They convinced me, no, we don't care, just join, right? And I was like,
Right.
yeah, but I don't speak English, right? And they are like, no, 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 you're good enough. You'll become better. And now
Yeah,
I became really better, like 10 times better than last
yeah,
year, 100 times. But
yeah.
yeah, so I joined the Inner Circle, not necessarily knowing if people could understand me. I was speaking so little English. So, but yeah, it was a 50K investment back in September 2021.
And has that helped you at all?
I changed my life like crazy. I'm not the same person. I'm not the same entrepreneur. I'm not the same marketer. I'm not the same salesman. I'm now a dad. These people are so inspiring to me. Like every people, like all the people have their cool stories. They're like, I'm pretty young. I'm one of the youngest in the Inner Circle, I think. So just to see all those people, the way they think, the way they live, how they raise their kids, what they do on Sundays, how they're present, how they are hard worker, their attitude, everything. Like my partner, John Golat, is inspiring to me beyond measure. He's part of the Inner Circle too. Like
Yeah.
every challenges he faces, like cool, a challenge, right? He's so happy, and everything goes super wrong, and he's like, oh no, no, that's super cool. This is how things were meant to be, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn. Last week I got super sick and I had a lot of stuff on my plate with the baby, the girlfriend. I just came back from vacation. I have this webinar to build from scratch for Thursday. I'm super, super sick. I'm losing my voice. And all I can hear is John saying like, oh no, brother, everything's good, man. This is how it's supposed to be. And I was like, damn, okay, this week is there to make me stronger, right?
Yeah.
So all those people have such a great attitude. For me, it's a blessing because I've never been surrounded by that kind of by that
Yeah.
level of people, right? That
Yeah.
level of human being. It's not like, oh, people in the Inner Circle, they're great marketers, they're great human beings, right?
Yeah.
That's what I love from them.
Yeah.
And just allows me to become a better person, breaks every single limiting belief that you have. So I was dining with somebody last year and just asked me like, so do you have a jet? And I'm like, no. And he's like, it's like back to back. Why not? And I'm like, "Damn, because I'm afraid of height, I guess, right? Because I don't have that many millions." And he's like, okay, do you want one? And it just like, there's no limiting belief. Like,
Right.
we don't raise the bar in the in the Inner Circle. We remove the bar, right?
Yeah.
And that allows you to live up to your imagination, right?
Yeah.
How far can you see and just go for it? That for me is life changing. Seriously, those people change
That's
my
so awesome, man. And here you are, a year, 2 years after you felt like you couldn't speak English on an English podcast.
life.
Like it's incredible, man. And your energy is incredible. We're new Facebook friends, and I had you and the other guys on Amazon Live the other night, and that was fun. So I have one more question for you, and I know we're a little bit over. I got to go shortly, but my last question for you, Dany, is for the people who are watching, and I know you've been here where I'm getting ready to explain. The people watching that may be down to their last dime. They don't have any money. Zero, nothing. They don't know where to go. They feel like they've tried everything. They love your energy. They love what you're talking about, but they just can't see themselves there, and they kind of have lost all hope in life. What do you say to them to help them get through where they are to the next level, to get unstuck?
Okay, that's a great question. First thing I want to again, okay, this is not. I'm not a doctor. Go ask your doctor first. Like this is just how I live, okay? But it's okay to be there. First of all, you gotta acknowledge that everybody starts there. Okay, you can't imagine the number of time I had to take a loan just to eat, and I use those loans to invest in myself, not even eating for sometimes, right? So that's okay, man. If you're there, just go all in. You cannot watch Sunday football game when you're at this point. You cannot like balance don't exist at this point. Right when I was starting in business, I became a bit fatter. That's sorry to say. Like I was drinking like a lot of energy drinks, just
Yeah.
trying to make things work. Working from 6 a.m. to 11:30 p.m, from Monday to Monday to Monday to Monday to Monday to Monday, right?
Yep.
So as long as you go all in, you're cool. But at this stage, guys, you cannot half-ass your way to the next level. And like you really gotta work your ass off. And there's no such thing. And I'm sorry, a lot of people will be against me on this one. That's why I say this is only my opinion. There's no smart work when you're at this place. There's
Right.
oh, but I'm a smart worker. I gotta take my time to think. No, you fucking lost a day, right? When
Yep.
you're at that level, you gotta hustle hard. It won't always be like that, okay? Trust
Yep.
me, it won't always be like that. But those guys are telling you, oh, work smart. They have already worked hard for many, many, many years, right?
Yep.
You have to work your ass off at this stage. You have to read the book, and when you're tired, you still work and you still make those extra one call. No, those extra 100 calls, right?
Yep.
And when you're about to go to sleep, you just follow up with text. And I remember, man, I was in my car in the traffic going to my ex girlfriend home, and I would add people on LinkedIn while I was driving. Is it like dangerous? Of course. Uh, did it work? Of course, too, right? So, like, you just gotta be freaking all in at this stage,
Yep.
and this stage will not last forever, right? If you're a real entrepreneur and you want it, really, you really, really want it, it's okay to eat pasta, right? It's okay to lack sleep. It will come back. Trust me. At a certain
Yep.
point in your life, you will be able to sleep how many hours you want, right? When you have
Yep.
money, it's cool. But you have to live this phase, and that, my opinion, again, if you're not willing to live this phase, it won't work for you. It really just won't work for you. You have to be able to get over your ego. You have to tell your wife, okay, you'll probably lose me for a month. I promise we will have a better life. Or your husband, right? But just please trust me. Go all in. Work hard. And when you think you work hard, ask yourself, do I work hard enough? Right? Not if you haven't succeeded yet, right? Because there's just no limit when you get started, right? And again,
Amen.
this might be a hard mentality. This might be a hard one to swallow, but this is the truth, man. Ken, do you know someone who went from zero to a first million by working smart?
No.
No one.
No way. No.
No one. At a
No.
certain point, right, you can work very like my old partner. This is one of the reasons we broke up in business, at least from my point of view, was like we gotta work smart. Man, it's not succeeding like we want to. We gotta work fucking harder. No, but like my brain, it loves to think and take time. Fuck, every minute you take, it's a minute we lose. Man, come on, bro, come on.
You
Now it's
gotta
going
work.
for
You
me.
gotta
At the
hustle.
same place, right?
You
So
gotta hustle.
that's the thing. You gotta work your ass off. You gotta do those sacrifices and work and work and work. And
Yeah.
last thing,
Yeah.
learn to sell. As long as you don't
Yep.
know to sell, you'll be broke. As soon as you learn to sell, you'll be set for life. Uh,
Amen.
that's my opinion.
Amen.
That's the thing I really recommend.
Danny, you are a rock star. Thank you very much for coming on and sharing your wisdom, your unbelievable energy. Dude, you're just amazing. So, thank you for coming and sharing today with everybody. And I want everybody on here. First off, share this out. Second, make sure you go follow Danny everywhere on social media. And third, check out freemindclone.com so you can start learning about how AI can really positively impact your life, your world, your business. So, Danny, I'm going to end the live stream. Thank you to everybody who watched, who's been here with us, and make sure you follow Danny everywhere. Danny, thank you so much.
Hi, you're welcome, guys. It was an honor to be here. I hope I inspired someone. I hope we created some breakthrough together. And come on, guys, let's act with courage. Go all in for your dream. And no matter where you are right now, you got to hustle to the top.
Amen. See you guys later. Have a great day. Thank you, Dany.
Welcome.